And we're back in next episode of Hero Comics Best and the Worst. This is the best and the worst of over here of Iron Man 3. Now, I just want to say, yeah, basically my computer messed up, I have to figure out some other way. Over a bit. They better or worse? What the heck? Highlight you over. This way. This way. This way. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That's the worst. Oh yeah. Iron Man 3. Iron Man, yeah. Basically, because my computer's decided to, become corrupt or whatever, I have to figure out some other way to do best and worst. But I decided to, to take a few pages from other people who just talk to their cameras about movies when they do movie reviews, and just do that. So that's what we're gonna do now. There are gonna be spoilers in this review. If you don't want to Iron Man 3 spoiled before watching it, then don't watch this review unless you don't, But if you're okay with feeling the same amount of disappointment I felt when Iron Man 3, I felt when Iron Man, you want to feel that disappointment now, then feel free to watch. Now, I want something about it now. Basically, was as bad. Ending was as bad as Dark Knight Rises ending was good. Now, here's the deal. In Dark Knight Rises, you had a guy who was willing to sacrifice himself for the very people he put the suit on in the first place. In Iron Man 3, you have a guy who says, forget about, everything. Forget about these people that depend on me when I have my suit on. Forget about all of them. I don't need my suit to be who I am. I don't need my suit to be Tony Stark. I'm more than my suit. I am more than my suit. That's who I am. And I like, which is something that was established in Iron Man 1 already. We knew this, and from other movies like Batman and all that stuff. We knew he's more than just a suit. They decided to keep beating us over the head with this, and it's too much. There were times when he did not have a suit in the other Iron Man movies, but that was fine because it's the part where he grows and develops as a person. Then you get to the end part where it's like, okay, you have to deal with this huge giant monster that only the Iron Suit can defeat. You need the Iron Suit then. He has a better Iron Suit or something. That's basically what you see. That's what happens with just about anything. But now it's like, I don't need a suit. It's basically like they forgot. There's a lot of things in this movie. The movie had amnesia or something. Basically, number one thing they forgot was the Avengers. All right, and I call this number one because they forgot. They were talking about the Avengers in Iron Man 3 and the trailers. So nothing's the same since nothing's the same since New York. I've been having nightmares. I've been hundreds of people want to kill me. All kinds of stuff like that. Talk about all kinds of stuff like that, and it's like, okay, it's like, and yeah, the thing that made it so you could actually do something in New York, you're getting rid of. That's the way it is. That's the way it seems to me. Yeah. Also, they forgot about the arms race. In Iron Man 1, you had Tony Stark, who was basically living off the money from the weapons that he made. Okay, and the weapons that he made, right? And they were better than other people's weapons, right? But then he gets captured by some losers. They find out that, and then he finds out these losers are using his weapons to harm innocent people. So he gets and then they want to make a even crazier weapon. So he looks like he's making a weapon for them. He's actually making something for himself. First Iron Man suit. He makes this suit, gets in there, and uses it to escape from his prison. Then he upgrades that suit and decides to go back out and use that suit to destroy the weapons the weapons that are trying to use that were being used against his people. That's how the arms race began. In Iron Man 2, which is my favorite Iron Man sequel still, by the way, the arms race continues. People all over the world are making Iron Man suits, okay, trying to imitate Iron Man suits. Now they're not doing that well, as Tony's shown at his press conference, in that press conference, right? But he did. But there are people that are making pretty cool stuff. There's one guy who was able to, Victor Vanko, who was able to actually make a Tony Stark reactor-like thing. He was able to imitate these Tony Stark arc reactor. He made a power source. He did not make a good suit, but he made a power source. Then you had Justin Hammer, who was not making a power source, but he did make a pretty good, okay suit. A suit that person could get in and actually, could actually be powered by the imitation arc reactor, and make weapons that could actually be our weapons that could actually damage Iron Man suits. All right. So this is cool. You know, this is the arms race. Things have escalated there. All right. In Iron Man 3, the arms race gets even crazier. You know, though they somehow forgot about it. You got people who can become human torches, basically. You know, it's the easiest way to explain it. People can actually raise their temperature thousands of degrees and melt through stuff. So I say human torch, okay? So they have the ability to hurt people, to damage iron suits without wearing iron suits of their own, okay? This is a time to gear up, Tony, not the time to shut it down, okay? That's the issue. It did feel like they were trying to end the things, but they didn't end it on a good note. It wasn't the worst note ever, you know? It's not like he was dead, but it's like, you know, he's still alive. He still could actually make better suits if he wanted to, but at this point, I'm not sure he wants to, though. That's the issue. Let me see. Oh, yeah. And then it's like, you know, let me see. Oh, yeah, you had, oh, yeah. So, yeah, definitely a good idea to upgrade, especially help Rhodey out, because his suit was knocked out by a fiery handshake. A girl gave him a fiery handshake, and that knocked his suit out. Okay, what the heck is that? You were having problems with your suit too. You know, come on. This is not the time to quit. This is definitely not the time to quit. You know, another thing we forgot about all the enemies. Okay, are you sure we got rid of everyone in AIM? Okay, you may have gotten rid of Aldrich Killian. You may have gotten him. You may have gotten a few other guys. That Russian dude from Kino Crystal Skull's little brother. You may have gotten him. But what about the other people? Are you sure that's the last evil Human Torch dude? You know, are you sure about that? You know, also. Are you sure? You know, what about Dynamo? What about the Beetle? What about the Crimson Dynamo? What about the guy that was the main antagonist on those okay Final Fantastic Four films? Those okay Fantastic Four films, right? What about him? He in his original in his original form, he had an armored suit too. Okay, he was as smart as Tony Stark was, at least for the most part, that he could make an armored suit to do stuff, to just do stuff in. Okay, so he's still around. What about now? This is the JJ, and also of course the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, is probably out there somewhere doing something. Okay, yeah, because there was something that was not in this movie that I was glad to see that was not in this movie. That was the Ten Rings organization. They were not in Iron Man 3, and I was glad about this because that means it's not the real Mandarin. You know, the real guy is gonna come out soon, and you know, looking for magical rings or something, or make little tiny arc reactors that you can hold on your fingers. I don't know what he's gonna do, but it's gonna be in some way, shape, or form real. Okay. Then there's of course Avengers 2 Tony Stark. How's that going to work without Tony Stark? I don't know. Okay, so that's the main issue. The main issue, to sum up, best thing about Iron Man 3, the beginning and the trailers, because it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a great movie. That's what I was thinking. Look at all those iron suits. Look at all this cool stuff. He's at his best with his suits. You know, Tony Stark at his best with these awesome suits he's able to use to save people's lives, and you'll be awesome, and you'll stop enemies from, you know, destroying everything. You know, and then it's like, you know, the trailer, and then of course the Mandarin. I want to see this guy. I want to see if how they get those magic rings going. If they, you know, they're going to use the magic rings. What are they going to do with that? You know, and then of course you see all this stuff, and you know, then you of course see all this stuff, and it's a huge letdown, and you're like, oh, you know, that's the worst part. The ending was the worst part of Iron Man 3. You know, it was so bad. This is what he said in the ending monologue. His little silly ending voiceover. He said, the Iron Man suit was a cocoon. It was like a cocoon, and I emerged a different man. And I'm like, what? You know what a cocoon is? A cocoon is something that you get inside for a little bit, then you change, and you come out of it, and you never use it again. That's what a cocoon is. That's what it sounds like to me. He never wants to use Iron Man suits again. That's the way it is. You know, but all this stuff's coming up, you know, and it's like really stupid of him to say, I don't need that iron suit technology anymore. You know, it's just really stupid to me. That was it. Better ending for Tony Stark for the Iron Man 3, right, would have been like this. Tony Stark is hanging out at a beach or something, you know, at a beach or something, with a bunch of people, partying with a bunch of people, doing the DJ in his Iron Man suit, like in Iron Man 2, you know, playing around like that, you know, and then all of a sudden Rhodey in the Iron Patriot or Iron War Machine armor comes down, and says something like, hey, you know, Tony, we gotta get out of here. Like, what's going on? He's like, oh, well, there's a guy in a little town in Europe called Epheria. He's built an armored suit. He says it's better than yours. He wants to fight you, take over the world. Like, he wants to end the world. You know, we've been called in by S.H.I.E.L.D. to handle it. Called in by S.H.I.E.L.D. to handle this. So he's like, oh, great. Well, I always wanted to go. Well, I always wanted to go to Pepper's there too. She's like, oh, I always wanted to go to Europe. Maybe you can stop by Venice on the way. And she's like, and she's like, Pepper's like, oh, well, in her own iron suit is like, well, stop at Venice. You're obsessed with Venice. So all three of them. All three of them in their awesome suits fly off into the sunset, and it goes. Then it fades to black, Then it fades to black, and that would have been awesome. Really super cheesy, yes, but way better than the ending we got. Now, I haven't seen any Easter eggs or things after the credits because I watched the bootleg, unfortunately. So yeah, they usually are incomplete. So yeah, that's the main issue. But still, I saw enough of the story that it was just so annoying, so disappointing, and basically, I'm hoping that they'll figure it out. Go, I don't know what, X-Men First Class or something on this. Try to, reboot that, like, okay, or better, something like that. Like, okay, let's just, do something. Say he changed his mind and now he has a better suit. Something, please, because this is not fun. It's not fun. So yeah, to sum it up, the best thing about Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3 was the beginning. Worst thing about it was the ending. So see you next episode. Oh yeah, also the Apprentice thing. Apprentices, okay. We're down one Iron Man suit, basically. Okay, that's the problem. In Iron Man, in Batman Dark Knight Rises, you had a guy who, Batman, gave up the caving hell, but there was a guy who was old enough and in good enough physical shape to basically take up the mantle, and he knew what the Batcave was. So basically, I'm like, this guy could become the new Batman. This guy could become, Nightwing or Red Robin or regular Robin. Somebody he could easily do that. Who knows? But in Iron Man 3, the closest thing you had to an apprentice, someone to take up the Iron Man name or do some more stuff with technology was a 10-year-old kid. He's not quite ready for that. So yeah, Iron Man, Tony didn't even give him an iron suit or anything. As far as I know, he gave him a little car, some better computer equipment, and a better potato gun. But that's not going to stop the Doctor. That's not going to stop Doctor Noob. That's not going to stop him. That's not going to stop the Mandarin, the real one. Not even a fake one. Come on. Okay, it might work on a fake one, but no. Stay out. It was so annoying. And the whole figure it out because that was just so bad. So see you next episode of Hero Comics Best and the Worst. Gonna keep trying to work on this kind of stuff. Please tell me in the comments what you think of all this stuff.